Welcome once again. It's time for the papers, and with me for this morning is the delectable Titi Misa. Thank you very much for joining. As usual, we've got 5 papers this morning we're going to be taking a look at, and we're going to start from the Punch newspaper with this headline here, the big one. Tinubu, governors meet over food crisis as emirs, NBA lament hardship. President, governors meeting to proffer solutions. Monarchs, NBA laments economic crunch and insecurity. FG distributes free 42,000 metric tons of grain. Ogun governor rolls out over 5 billion naira intervention plans. We were just talking about the cost of living and medication, and food is also a very big part of this. The efforts by the government, I think the 42 metric tons of grain, great. How far is that going to reach people, however? Are there other little bits of interventions that need to also be measured out there? Hopefully that should be done, but we'll come back and touch on this because it also makes appearances in other dailies. At the top for the Punch, flying Wike and others in bad weather was wrong, says U.S. aviation lawyer. Adeboye Sanwo-Olu Adeola Delucia Deluyi visits deceased parents, and FG to borrow over 2 trillion naira via bonds, says the DMO. At the bottom for the Punch newspaper, ECBO on ground as punchers intensify training for anniversary match, and technical problems through 14 Ogun communities into darkness, IBEDC says. Sanwo-Olu begins 750 million naira trader money payment. That's for the Punch newspaper this morning. What do you have?
I have the Vanguard newspaper with me this morning. Now, the Vanguard newspaper has this headline: "Bandits now rape our women. Zamfara Indigene laments." Okay, I'm not going to read that byline there. I'll just move on to the next story. It's quite troubling.
Rather grim.
It is, but if you want to check it out on the cover of the Vanguard. UK lawyers can't practice in Nigeria, says federal government and NBA. We also have at the top there, insurers' premium income rise 25.9% amid economic hardship. And just imagine, even our insurance premiums are going up. Interesting. Hardship. We can no longer pacify our subjects, northern monarchs tell Tinubu. And on Wigwe, U.S. provides pictures of crash location as Senate mourns. And at the bottom here, it says Governor Abiodun votes 5 billion naira to tackle rising costs of food. And that's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
All right, let's move on now to the Guardian newspaper, where we have these. Forex crisis pushes petrol subsidy to 907.5 billion naira monthly. And if you take a look at the chart there provided by the Guardian, you'd find the average fare paid by commuters for bus journeys within and outside the city up by over 100%. And this is absolutely true, and I'm sure that people can attest to that. And also taking a look at what this is like in other countries, with Burkina Faso, Benin Republic, Ghana, and Togo there represented. In Mali, apparently 2,080 naira. In Nigeria, up by 28.9%. That is rather alarming. To the side of the chart, we can no longer pacify Nigerians over hunger hardship, Sultan warns, and retail investors in Lodge as fresh delisting plans near conclusion. Troops burst illegal weapons factory in Plateau. These seem to be on the rampant rise. And Senate begins constitution review as reps canvass return to parliamentary system in 2031. Wike places 20 million naira bounty on 3 wanted kidnappers in Abuja. An out-of-school children epidemic at 68 billion naira UBEC fund and 68 billion naira UBEC fund. Power sector between subsidy, cost-reflective tariff, and service delivery. We had a little bit of news this morning, a package we had about the electricity situation.
Sector,
And I don't know whether it's a call. He didn't specifically call it a call for the removal of subsidy. But what would happen if they were to remove subsidy from electricity? First off, it will really get worse. But would this be an avenue for us to rebuild whatever it is we have? Our reliance on gas at the moment, and with the resource we have, as like Kanji Dam, hydroelectric, and all. what's happening there? Is that not enough to give us as much as we want? We're no longer supplying electricity to countries like Niger Republic, for instance. Why is it then that we cannot use or reroute this to our Nigerian citizens? Plenty of questions.
So he did mention some equipment, old, outdated equipment,
Very
and some
outdated.
systems that need to be replaced, and that is understandable. Over time, these things go through wear and tear, and they should be replaced. But those things are pricey, and with inflation, even bringing in some of these things, I don't think many of these equipment are produced here. Bringing them in from outside the country is also an additional cost, and that's something they need to look into. But I think we all need to start looking into alternative sources of power generation. There was a chart going viral online last week about how much power is being generated in other countries that are not even as large as ours. It is a cause for concern. In terms of megawatts, have you heard of a terawatt before?
No.
Yeah, exactly. And
I know what it means, but I can't imagine it.
Terawatts are being produced in other countries, and we're still looking at thousands of megawatts here.
Just thousands.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do one more paper, shall we, before we end this segment?
Okay.
What will it be?
I have the Nation newspaper here. It says on the cover of the Nation, federal government releases 42,000 MT of grains, that's megatons of grains, to ease food crisis. I feel like doing some quick math in my head now, 42,000 megatons of grains. Divided by how many people, in which areas. Vulnerable persons get top priority. What makes someone vulnerable? That's another question I need answered. Ogun Oke's 5 billion naira intervention fund. There's just a lot of questions that need answering, maybe a lot more inside the Nation newspaper. It says here, Sanwo-Olu gives 750 million naira to 15,000 traders. Some more quick math there. Now, NBA to challenge Nigeria-UK MOU, and Tinubu for AU summit. Page 3 has more on that. Sultan's emirs seek urgent action on insecurity and joblessness. And 50 shops gone in Lagos gas blast. Page 5 has more on that.
I'm actually doing that math on the 750 millionaire. That would be somewhere around what, I don't want to be wrong here, 60,000 or so?
Someone should do something.
I don't know. I'll do that math real quick. But that's as much as we can take for the papers. Thank you very much, Titi, for joining and helping through with this. If you've got any comments you would like to make or opinion, do share with us. We're live on X currently. You could leave a message there. Remember to use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC so we can track all your messages. We love to read them and also comment back. Let's move on now into the kitchen where we have a very excited Mike because we have breakfast for, well, how many, Mike? How many do you think we're going to be making for this morning?